Howdy everyone, welcome back to the channel today. I would like to show you in this video the next meal planning schedule that I have set up. So here's what I've got. Foil packs. Now I have the foil packs set up for 4 days. And in fact, I've already got them made and in the freezer. And the reason I went ahead and done that was because I was using the stuff from the food pantry and I didn't want it to spoil. Those potatoes they gave me, I used chicken legs. I made 4 chicken legs that I got from the food pantry. Green beans and corn that I got from the food pantry. And I sprinkled some onion salt in there and a little pepper and all that with butter. Got those ready, and they're already in the freezer and ready to go. So I have those set up for 4 days. Then I'm listing biscuits and gravy for 4 days. As you can see, here's 3. And these are the store-bought biscuits in a can and the packets of gravy. Because, to be honest, I can make gravy, but it's not the best. So I would rather know that I'm going to have my gravy that's going to turn out right. And then the biscuits, they're pretty easy. And what I do is I go ahead and open the can and cook up all the biscuits, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then each day as I get them out, I just take like 1 or 2 biscuits, depending on how many I'm in the mood for, and microwave them and put the gravy on top. Then I'm having the cracked burgers for 4 days. I'm using the hamburger meat that I got from the food pantry. And I have a package of sweet potato french fries in the freezer that I can use. And I also have chips here that I got from the food pantry that I could use. And then some Jell-O that I have here that I can use. What's next? Okay, steak and baked potato. Now, this is going to be that steak that I got from the food pantry. Now, I've never cooked a steak before in my life. I don't even know if I can do it, but I'm going to try to cook it up and see if I can make it edible and have a baked potato along with it. So the steak came from the food pantry. Then I have a new recipe that I'm going to be trying. It's called Giggle Chicken. And I'm making a side of a new recipe that I've used called Comet Green Beans. And I have that set up to go for 7 days because that's going to be in a 9 by 13 dish. And if I can and I remember, I will try to do a video of me making the Giggle Chicken recipe for you to see. Then we have another set of hamburger full packs. Now these are made using the other package of hamburger meat that I got from the food pantry. As you remember, they gave me 2 packages of hamburger meat. They also gave me a package of stewing meat, which I haven't figured out a recipe yet to use the stew meat for. If y'all have any suggestions on what to do with that, because it wasn't hamburger, it was bison, it was buffalo meat. And I don't want to just make regular beef stew. That's not one of my favorite dishes. I would like to do something different, maybe beef tips over rice or something. But if you guys can give me any suggestions. And I have already made up these hamburger full packs and put them in the ice box because I used the hamburger that I got from the food pantry. That bag of little potatoes that they gave me, I used some of those in this. A can of green beans again, and a can of corn went in there. And then also I opened up a can of carrots that they gave me from the food pantry. All that went into these hamburger full packs. I already have them made up and they're in the freezer. And then I'm going to try making, first time, I've never made this before, chicken Alfredo with potatoes. The potatoes are going to either be sweet potatoes or regular potatoes that are in a can. I also have a recipe for making chicken Alfredo with green beans, and I might try that on this. But if I don't try the chicken Alfredo with green beans, then I'll just try to make a regular chicken Alfredo. So this is what the meal planning is. Now remember, I don't do this by the month. I do it set up for 4 weeks at a time. And sometimes I get enough, like on this giggled chicken, I have it set up for 7 days, but I may end up getting as much as 10, 12 servings out of it. So it could go longer than the 4 weeks that I've got it set up. Now here are the supplies that I bought to make these meal planning. First is the biscuits and gravy. Now this is an 8-pack of biscuits. And as I said, I just go ahead and cook all of them, put them in a Ziploc bag. And what I can usually do on a packet like this, I can usually get 4 to 6 servings out of it. Because after you use it the first time, you put it back in the ice box, it gets thick. So then when I take it out, I just add a little bit of water to it and stir it and thin it out and get another serving. And these are the potatoes that I've got for the steak and baked potatoes. That's what I'm going to try to use for that. The Doritos and the pimentos and the mushrooms are used in the giggle chicken recipe. And then I bought a can of Alfredo chicken sauce to use because I don't really know how to make Alfredo sauce. I have to do a little bit more research on that to see if it's something I can do, but I'm going to try it the first time with this. And then for the crack hamburgers, you have ranch seasoning, which I got this kind, Badia all-purpose ranch seasoning because it was cheaper. And you use sour cream. It calls for bacon, cooked bacon, but I don't have a lot of luck with cooking regular bacon. I can't never seem to get it to cook. I either burn it or it's raw. So I use these bacon pieces. It says real bacon pieces. They work pretty good in it. And then it calls for cheddar cheese. Now I do have 2 blocks of cheddar cheese because the giggle chicken also uses cheddar cheese in it. So really I should have had that like this. That goes with that. And then I ended up buying a bag of chicken breast tenderloins because when I get to the end of this 4 weeks recipes, I will have used up completely all of those chicken breasts that I got from the food pantry back in December. So now that will cause me to go back to buying my own chicken. So far, every time I've went and picked up a food pantry, they've not given me any more chicken. They give me the hamburger and the buffalo and all that other stuff. So I did buy a 3-pound bag of Great Value chicken breasts to try these are going to be used in the giggle chicken recipe. And then of course there's enough in there that I can put them back in the freezer and use them for other recipes. So there are the supplies that I'm going to be using along with my meal planning. Thank you guys for coming to visit with us today to watch this video. Appreciate each and every one of you. Remember that your life is short. Make it the absolutely best you can. And y'all come back and see us now any old time. Bye for this one.